When I'm in that cage, bro, don't touch me, don't talk to me.
People don't know Kobe talk a lot of trash, bro.
Yeah.
He was savage at this.
Sometimes he would say things and we kind of look at him crazy, and he meant exactly what he said.
Take your ass out there and shoot some jump shots with your broke ass jump shot mode.
Fourth quarter starts, and Kobe said, "You had a great game."
They called a timeout. He walked past and said, you know y'all left me too much time, right?
Yeah, after that, I'm like, everything that I've heard about Kobe Bryant is all true.
Trash talk in today's NBA is mostly friendly fire. Most guys are too friendly, too cool with each other. Every now and then, you'll see a little back and forth, maybe a stare down, but nothing real.
This was gonna be more than that.
Nothing personal. But Kobe Bryant came from a different era. People don't immediately think of him when they talk about legendary trash talkers like Larry Bird or Michael Jordan. But that's exactly what made him dangerous. Make no mistake, when Kobe talked, he wasn't just trying to rattle you. He was cutting straight through your soul. His words weren't for show. They were weapons.
Matter of fact, put your hands on me. Don't touch me. That's disturbing.
And when he chose to use them, it was game over. But don't just take my word for it. Let the NBA legends, who felt it firsthand, explain why nobody talked trash like the Black Mamba.
So I remember wearing some Jordan 10s. We walked out on the court. He looked at me and said, "The fuck you got on your feet?" I said, he just shook his head at me.
I used to tell people guarding him, he tries to mentally f you too, because
Said, stone face. He said, you should have got the fuck out the way then.
it was a motherfucking battle, just like I said, but that was my favorite. Whenever I played, I was just like, hell yeah, I get to play Kobe tonight.
Kobe Bryant didn't need to be the loudest guy on the court. His words cut deep because they were always calculated. Gilbert Arenas saw it firsthand.
He didn't target me, so we were playing, and it's like a 2-on-1 break, and Karan fouls, stops the break. So everybody's like, good job, good stop, stops 2 points. So Kobe comes over. So we're all like, yo, good, you saved 2 points. So Kobe walks over to him and says, hey, who you guarding? You. Huh? How many fouls you got? I got 1. So you only got 5 left? Yeah. Well, you need all 6 fouls to guard me. And you just wasted 1 on him. Stupid play, right? and you had to think about it like, God, he's right. I need all my fouls. And that's the stuff he said. He makes you think about the things you did. And it's like, y'all think that's a good play? You got to guard me. You need all 6. You just wasted 1 on him. You might as well just let the 2 points go, because you're going to have to. You sitting on the bench, I'm going to get 10, 12 points because you're on the bench because that 1 foul. Okay. And it's like, that's a point.
Kobe's trash talk wasn't just words. It was strategy. It forced you to think and then realize, too late, that he was already 5 steps ahead. And Kobe didn't just talk during the game. He controlled the moment before it happened.
We was in Charlotte. I never told the story. We was in Charlotte and we was in the huddle, and he was like, the game was tied. It was only like 4 seconds, 3 seconds on the shot clock. And, Rudy T is like drawing up all type of shit on the board. And he swiped it off again. And Kobe said, fuck that. Just give me the ball right here. And he was like, whoever want to take the ball, I'm going to be part of history. And Lamar was like, I want to be part of history.
Go grab the ball. All right, give me the ball.
He threw that shit in, man. Kobe hit the shot, blouses game. It was just like, I looked at him, he was just like winked his eye in the moment, like, yo, just whoever want to be a part of history, just throw the ball in. This shit's over. But that was him. Like, that was just who he was. And OG was different, man. He was different.
Kobe made sure you never forgot what he was capable of. He didn't just say things to rattle you, he meant them. And if you were on the receiving end, you were in for a long night. Even a guy like Dwayne Wade, one of the toughest competitors in NBA history, found that out.
I mean, me and Cole, we got into a little tussle in the All-Star game a little bit, and I ended up hitting him the wrong way, and he broke his nose.
Hard foul on Bryant by Wade. First flagrant foul in All-Star game history.
That was the first time I've ever seen that.
So I'm gonna tell you the thing. So after All-Star break, we got the Lakers about like 3 games after the break.
Yes. He got the mask on.
He got the mask on. But you know what? I called him. You know, I didn't initially do it. I called him and I said, yo, Kobe. He was like, bro, I love it. I'm like, you what? He's like, I love it. I see you in a couple of days. I'm like, oh, this, oh, snap. And he gave it to me too, boy.
Let that sink in. Kobe loved it. He wasn't mad. He wasn't looking for revenge. He enjoyed the challenge. And sure enough, Wade felt every ounce of that Mamba mentality. Kobe's words weren't just for intimidation. They were blueprints for destruction. Lou Williams heard it, doubted it, and then watched it happen.
We was in Denver. We was getting our ass kicked. And that man said, I'm gonna guard Will Barton in the second half. He's not even gonna exist. But Will had 25 at halftime. Yeah. So we look around like, all right. Like, go ahead, OG.
Yeah.
Like,
What
go
did he
ahead.
have in the game?
2 points after that.
And he guarded him.
He guarded him. Like, he'd say some shit like that. Or one time we came in, we was playing Golden State, and this was when Steph was starting to catch fire. He was starting to turn into the chef, you know what I'm saying? And he came in and he said, I fucking found it. He just kept saying, I fucking found it. So we kind of looking at him like, he don't like people standing on the side of him. He can shoot with you in front of him, he can shoot with you behind him, but on his side, he don't like that. I'm gonna guard in the second half. Shut him down again. So after that, I was a believer. I'm like,
Guru.
Yeah, after that, I'm like, everything that I've heard about Kobe Bryant is all true.
Because with Kobe, it wasn't just about talking. It was about owning the moment. You didn't just lose to him, you submitted to him. And trust me, the legends who faced him have plenty more to say. The Mamba's trash talk didn't always come in the form of words. Sometimes, all it took was a look.
So my whole career, I always wore Kobe's. And I remember it was a time I played against Vince Carter earlier in my career. And he was like, man, you wear those when you play versus Kobe? I was like, fucking, I ain't wearing them next time I play Kobe. Yeah. Just, you know what I mean? He ain't about to have no mental edge on me. So I remember wearing some Jordan 10s. We walked out on the court. He looked at me and said, the fuck you got on your feet? I said, he just shook his head at me. End up killing him. Right? Story. You can look this shit up. You can look it up. You can look it up, bro. He ended up tearing our ass up. I remember he had the game-winning shot, but before the game-winning shot, I think we just hit a shot, put us up by 1. They called a timeout. He walked past and said, you know y'all left me too much time, right? Came out, hit the game-winning shot. Swear to God, hit the game-winning shot. Walking off the court, he said, yeah, don't wear them shits ever again. I've never put on a pair of Jordans again.
DeRozan never put on another pair of Jordans after that. Kobe didn't need to yell. He didn't need to taunt. The message was clear. And sometimes he didn't even need words at all.
Center, boy, the look of Kobe. That's determination and disappointment, I think, all rolled into.
During a game against Dallas, an opponent started chirping at him. Most players would have fired back, but Kobe just nodded his head, then held up his hand. 5 fingers, 5 rings. No words, no argument, just facts. He was all about execution. If he spoke, he meant it. And if he didn't, it was because he was about to show you. Iman Shumpert found this out in the most brutal way possible.
I guarded Kobe in the Garden, which I can't remember how much he had, but I knew I had multiple steals against him. To where in the game, in my head, all I'm thinking of is when I have this conversation with my brother after the game, how I'm gonna tell him how I stole a ball from Kobe, how I stripped Kobe before he was gonna take a shot, how I drove by Kobe and got a dunk. Like, I'm thinking about all these things in my head. I'm like so geeked. The fourth quarter start.
Wait, you were already celebrating?
Not celebrating.
In your head, though, you were already like,
in my head, I'm just thinking.
To tell.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm just thinking like, gee, I was having that out of body experience. Like,
Yes,
gee,
like, let me appreciate this is amazing.
Right, we in the Garden, they going crazy. I got my player editions on. I just stole that thing from Kobe. Like, you know what I mean? Linsanity was going on. I'm like,
was this the Friday night game in the Garden, the Linsanity game?
It might have been.
But the one that
no, it wasn't that. I honestly can't.
Because Kobe went for 34 that night.
This is what I'm explaining.
And he went off in the fourth quarter.
This is what I'm explaining.
Okay.
Fourth quarter started. And Kobe said, you had a great game.
Oh my God.
Say, yo, you had a great game, young fella. But I'm looking like, bro.
There's still another quarter.
I swear I looked at the clock like. But I'm looking like, nigga, it's 12 minutes. What you talking about? What was that? You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't said nothing the whole game. I've been talking shit. I done stole the ball. I'm hyped as hell. It's Kobe Bryant. He ain't said not one word to me. Great game, young fella. You know, locked in. The man come down. You remember he came, shot fake, threw it off the glass, caught it, threw it to the corner. I'm like, bro, what you on? Like, bro, you been regular all game. Shot. Get to the spot, shot fake, spin, pivot over here, spin back on the foot, drop it off the glass. I'm like, bro, what's going on?
That's what separated him from everyone else. His trash talk wasn't about words. It was about control. And once he had control, that game was already over. And sometimes it felt like he already lived inside your mind before you even stepped on the court. And nothing showcased this better than his multilingual mind games. Luka Doncic still remembers the moment Kobe threw him completely off guard. Not with a crossover, not with a fadeaway, but with Slovenian.
So Doncic, a fan is heckling him and he looks to see who it is, and it's Kobe Bryant.
He brought his daughter here to see you, and he talked a little trash to you. I understand he was actually talking in Slovenian, is that right?
Yeah.
What did he say?
I can't say that. I can say that.
Too many curse words or what?
It was like, somebody was talking Slovenian, and I turned around and I was like, I saw Kobe. I was like, what is going on? I was surprised, I was shocked.
One of the best young players in the league, completely frozen, not by a move, but by words spoken in his own language by a guy who wasn't even from Slovenia. Because Kobe didn't just talk trash, he studied you. He prepared for every matchup like it was a final exam. And if he had to learn a few words in your native language just to throw you off, he would. And it didn't stop with Slovenian.
I used to love playing the San Antonio Spurs and saying something in French that I won't repeat here to Tony Parker and just watch him. What? Who taught you that?
It didn't matter where you were from, Kobe knew. And Jusuf Nurkic had a similar experience. Except instead of strategy, Kobe just hit him with a straight-up curse word in Bosnian.
He's shooting the free throws in Kobe.
Yeah.
And I'm out there like, nobody even can touch him. Like, how that possible? Like, he just whole night he was in free throws, and he actually says a word in my language, and I was like, I didn't hear right, man. He can't speak my language, right?
Right.
So we go back and forward, and he go again in free throws, and he repeat that. It was curse word, but he's like, I'm pretty sure he said that, and
right.
And then I was, after a couple of years in the league, and he was like preparing himself, when he play against some teams, he will try to learn a little bit about every player who plays. So that was, I think crazy story for me. It was like, he actually said something in my language, and I was like, it's just me, man. My family of people here, so.
Kobe could rattle you in your own language. He could predict your movements before you made them. He could break you down mentally before the game even got to the fourth quarter. And if you weren't ready for it, you were going to get exposed. Julius Randle learned this early in his career.
I remember when it was preseason and we in the locker room, and shout out to Nick Young, bro. And one of my vets, so you can imagine like,
oh Lord,
what I was going through. But Nick, I think maybe another teammate, maybe like Jay Hill, Jordan Hill, or I don't remember who it was. We in the locker room talking, and somebody had told me something about what Kobe had said in the media, and I was like, bro, Kobe say this or whatever? And me and Nick, somebody else, we talking, and then Kobe come in, right? So Nick, bro, he like, hey, Kobe, Juice said that. And Kobe was like, what? Like, so we having this whole conversation. He was like, I don't even remember what he said, bro, in the convo. I just remember he ended it with, take your ass out there and shoot some jump shots with your broke ass jump shot, motherfucker. And that's how it was. And I was hurt. Yeah. I was like, this is my idol. I'm hurt. And sure enough, that's what I went out there and did. I went out there and it's exactly what I did. But like, it was crazy, man, because I was still learning how to shoot the ball. And at the end of the training camp, and like at every practice where I'm like, bro, I'm putting in the work. I'm like, man, I'm gonna shoot these jumpers, whatever it was. And I started making some jumpers, and he was like, that's a little bit of hard work. That's what it is, huh?
Okay.
You see.
So it's some tough
love.
love.
You see what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And but in the moment, it hurt.
Yeah.
Kobe didn't sugarcoat things. If he saw weakness, he pushed you until you either got better or broke. And if you wanted sympathy, that wasn't happening.
You told this story to me about Kobe, Roy Hibbert, and Kobe had broke Roy's nose. It's the year, Roy was wearing a mask, and it came from an elbow from Kobe. And it was funny when he was telling me it, he asked Kobe, like, yo, Kobe, like, and when he went to Kobe, it was like a little kid, like, thinking Kobe was gonna be like, oh no, my bad, I'm sorry I did that. Like, so he like, Kobe, hey, yo, you broke my nose, man. Kobe said, stone face. He said, you should have got the fuck out the way. That
was him,
like,
bro.
Damn, yo. Like,
that was him, bro. That was him.
He was like, dog, I thought he was gonna at least apologize.
That was the Mamba mentality. Kobe didn't believe in excuses. If you weren't ready, that was your problem. And if you took the bait, you were done before you even realized what happened.
Kobe used to talk trash, but it's hard to kind of go back and forth with him, not only because he shoot a lot, but he making the motherfucker. He's a bad motherfucker. And you don't get that many attempts. So I finally got a post up on him, hit him with the shoulder. I turn around to shoot it. He just, as I'm talking to the ref, Kobe is saying something to me, like, you better pay attention. Like, you know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, Pop done subbed me out the game.
That was Kobe's mental warfare. You weren't just trying to stop his shot, you were trying to survive everything that came with it. Matt Barnes, who had his own legendary moment with Kobe, the no-flinch inbound fake, knew exactly what it was like to battle him.
I used to tell people guarding him, he tries to mentally you too, whether it's talking shit, elbowing you, grabbing you, the pump faking you 18 times. It was a motherfucking battle, just like I said, but that was my favorite.
Because that's what Kobe did. He turned every matchup into a war, not just physically, but mentally. His trash talk was a psychological battle, a test of willpower that most players failed before they even realized what hit them. He didn't talk just to talk. He talked to control. He talked to expose you. And once he had you second guessing yourself, the game was already over. Some players talk trash to get under your skin. Kobe talked to show you exactly why you didn't belong on the same court as him. And the scariest part, he backed up every single word. That's why NBA legends still tell these stories. Because when it came to mind games, nobody did it like the Black Mamba.